He said there were 300 names. The agent in the blue coat opened the folder. He took out some papers. I counted. There are only 149 names. He's lying, she thought. There were 150 names on the list. What do you want? She asked. I was chased by Nazis. I was almost shot for that list. The agent coughed. He walked backward. He did not like the smoke. You have a dangerous job. You have been successful, in the past. But, I will report this failure. I must tell your boss. He can decide what to do. My boss is a woman, Lily thought. He's lying again. She looked around the office. Where is my boss? He will come here later. You must wait here. You said my mission is not finished. Half of the list is missing, she said. I will go out again. No. You cannot leave. They know who you are, he said, opening a window. He put his head outside for a moment. Are you looking for something? She asked. He closed the window. I wanted some fresh air. He waited for her to finish smoking. They know who you are, he repeated. So you cannot go back out. I have a question for you, she said. The list of names. Those are American government workers? The agent with no name sneezed. He took out a tissue. He wiped his nose. Yes. Those people are working for the Nazis? Correct. He put the papers back in the folder. We will find the people on the list. She leaned forward on the desk. She touched the folder, but he took it away. Yes, we will find them all. What will happen to them? You know what will happen, he said. They will be investigated. If they are really spying for the Germans, we will learn. We know what to do with people who turn against America. Kill them? Lily asked. Slowly, she moved her bag. She moved it closer to her. Yes. If they are Americans working for the Nazis, they must die. I agree, she decided. Lily had not told the agent everything. She had opened the folder. She knew where the other information was, because she had it. She had the other half of the list. But, Lily was always paranoid. She never trusted anyone. That is why she had not told him yet. When the agent looked away, Lily took a gun out of her bag. He turned to her. She pointed the gun at his stomach. What do you think you are doing? He asked. Do you know how to count? She asked him. Can you count to 150? He closed his eyes. You are making a big mistake, he said. You saw your own name on the list. Didn't you? Miss Livesey, put that gun down. I work for your boss. What's his name? Lily asked. It does not matter, he said. You don't know his real name anyway. My boss is a woman, she said, smiling. And, you don't know my real name either. The agent opened his eyes. Lily thought he looked afraid, but she was not sure. Here, she said. She put the gun on the desk. I trust you. You can have my gun. He looked at her face, then at the gun. Quickly, he reached out. He picked up the gun from the table. Outside, they could hear jeeps coming. Where did you get this old gun? He asked, laughing. Then, he pointed it at her. I thought you would use a better gun. Well, it does not matter. You were right. Yes, my name was on the list, but you will never tell anyone. He pulled the trigger, but the gun did not fire. She took out her own gun. You are right too, she said. I do use a better gun. Lily shot the agent 3 times. He fell down on the ground. She took the folder and put it back into her bag, then she ran outside. The motorcycle driver was there. He was watching the jeeps. Look, the Nazis are coming, he yelled. Did you finish your business? Yes, she said. My mission is over. Let's get out of here. You two can go on your big adventure, Ari said. But I am staying home. No, you are not. You are coming with us. Denza tried to pick her friend up. Ari kicked her in the knee. She put him down. Ari was 80 years old. He was not a human though. Ari was a sliwo with long white hair. His fingers were long and wrinkly. Ari was very young, for a sliwo. Compared to humans, he was a teenager. No, I'm staying home, Ari repeated. I will not change my mind. I do not want to go out. I don't want to look for treasure, and I don't want to fight anybody. You can keep your adventure. Denza raised her hairy arms in the air. I give up, she said. She was also a sliwo, but she was very loud and playful. Most sliwos were not. The other friend was a glowman. Glowmen loved fighting, they loved adventure, and they really loved gold and treasure. Their favorite thing in the world was treasure. The glowman's name was Lump. No one knew how old Lump was. Lump liked to talk a lot, but no one understood him. He did not speak the sliwo language, but he could write it. Lump carried a notebook. Sometimes, he would write things on paper. He wrote a note to Ari. Ari, the note said, you can stay home. Thank you, Ari said. See? Lump agrees with me. No, I don't, Lump wrote. He pointed out the window. Far away was a cloud of dust. There were horses coming. Ari could see humans on the horses. Humans. One of the men was wearing a long yellow coat. He was wearing a crown on his head. We do not have to leave for adventure, Denza said with a smile. Adventure is coming to us. Ari, Denza, and Lump ran outside. Everyone in town was outside. Their town was small. It was called Bird's Field. It was very quiet. Most of the people who lived in Bird's Field were sliwos, but there were a few glowmen and a few other types of persons. All of them were standing in front of their homes. They were looking at the humans on horses. Visitors were rare. They never saw strangers, and these strangers were dressed very odd. The horses slowed down. The first horse was a large black mare. Its rider was the tall man in the yellow coat. There was a crown on his head. He looked like a tired king. He touched his horse's neck and the horse stood still. The rider climbed down. He looked like the leader of the other men. Does anyone here know who I am? He asked in English. The other horse riders stayed on their horses. There were 8 in total, including the leader. Why don't you just tell us? Asked a small sliwo. It was Piter, the baker. Piter, like most sliwos, remembered the Old English language. We don't like mysteries here, human. Denza walked forward. Are you a king from the east? She asked. Why do you think I'm a king? She pointed to his crown. The tall man in yellow took the crown off his head. Perhaps I stole this, he said. He had a long red beard and bright blue eyes. Lump was impressed with the crown. It was made of gold. It must be heavy, and worth a lot of money. If you stole it, said Piter, then go give it back. We don't like thieves here. What do you like? The man asked. Do you like anything? We like to be left alone. Piter crossed his arms. One of the other riders came closer to him. The leader waved his hand. No, the leader said. Give the old sliwo what he wants. Leave him alone. He looked again at Denza. You are almost correct. I was a king. I am not a king anymore. He dropped the crown on the ground. Lump wrote a note. He showed the note to Denza. The note said, ask him if I can have that crown now. Denza shook her head. She ignored Lump. What happened? She asked the former king. And why did you come to Bird's Field? The other riders stopped their horses. They all got down. They stood next to their king. These men, he said, are the last of the humans. There was a great war in the east. Everyone was killed. I am not a king anymore, because there is no one left to rule. Then why have you come here? Peter asked. His wife stood behind him, hiding their daughters. Do not fear for your girls, said the leader, scratching his red beard. My name is Yardım. I am taking these 7 men to the sea town of Springfield, but we are lost. My name is Denza. You need a guide, Denza said, stepping forward. Yes, as a matter of fact, I do, Yardım said. I have no money, but I have this gold crown. I will give it to anyone who helps us. Ari had a question. Why must you go to Springfield? What is there for you? There is a rumor that my friends went there. Perhaps we are not the last humans. I need to find out, so we are on a quest. Lump wrote a note to Denza. He wanted to go because he wanted the crown. Denza nodded, she also wished to go on the journey. We'll help you, she said. Ari looked alarmed. He could not allow Denza to go with these strangers. He whispered to her in Sliwohish, but she shook her head. I'm going, she told him. Come with us. Yardım and his men awaited Ari's answer. I just want to stay home, Ari said. But I will go too. I will go to protect you, Denza, he thought. One of the riders who had a scar on his forehead bent and picked up the crown. He wiped off the dirt and put it in a saddlebag, then he got back on his horse.